Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Brandon, and today I'm going to share with you how I lost 70 pounds in 11 months. First, I want to encourage anyone who's not already a patron to consider going to our Patreon, which I will leave a link in the description down below to. Our patrons not only help support what we do on our channel, but they also get access to really cool things, like every month me and Biffy do a patron exclusive live stream, which is a really cool, intimate live stream that we do for patrons only, and we sit and we just play music, we talk about how we write songs, and then we sing some of your favorite songs. Other perks to being a patron are early access to videos, some behind the scenes content. Please consider becoming a patron today. It really helps us get these videos out. Thank you to our current patrons. You're the best. Now on with the video. So what did I do to lose 70 pounds in 11 months? Maybe you're watching this video because you also want to lose a bunch of weight, or you want to just get healthier, you just want to improve your life, your wellness. So the first thing I want to say is it's not easy. Spoiler alert, it's really hard. Bottom line, it's not going to be easy, and that's the whole point. Easy doesn't change you. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I am not a fitness expert, nor am I a medical professional or a licensed nutritionist or whatever. I am none of those things. I am Brandon. Maybe at the end of this video you'll feel like you know a little bit more about fitness, a little bit more about eating healthy, a little bit more about exercise. But again, this is just my experience. You might be different than me. You might respond differently to different types of foods, different types of exercise. Take it for what it's worth. So I'd like to break this video up into like 3 different sections. And the sections are fitness, fasting / food, and fervor. So what do I do on the fitness side of things? In other words, how do I work out? When do I work out?
How much do I work out?
What I can tell you is this. So I weighed in at 260 pounds in October of 2018. For my age and my height, I believe I'm supposed to be like 180 pounds. So I was like 80 pounds overweight. Here's what I experienced. I would look in the mirror and be like, wow, I don't look too great. I don't feel too great. And so I would go out and I would say that. And a lot of my friends would say,
you look fine.
The truth was, I was very unhealthy. I was very sad. I couldn't breathe well. My joints hurt. There's a lot of things I couldn't do. And that's when I decided, like, I need to course correct. What I decided to do was work out twice a day. In the morning, I would do a cardio routine, usually T25, which is the Beachbody program with Sean T. So I did T25 in the mornings before I ate anything. So that's the first thing. Working out before you eat anything, for me at least, it does something to my metabolism where I feel like I'm burning calories for the rest of the day. And then in the evening, I do another workout. Specifically, it was P90X, which is another Beachbody program led by Tony Horton. And P90X is all about all-around fitness, right? You do weightlifting, you do pull-ups, you do sit-ups, you do push-ups, Kenpo, you do plyometrics, kickboxing, yoga, and it's really, really difficult. But I've done it before, and it worked for me before. So I knew that doing P90X this time would work again. It's very hard. So I did that every single day. Sometimes instead of doing T25 in the morning, I would do the stair climber for like 30 minutes to an hour. The stair climber is a huge game changer because any leg exercises like that are gonna burn your calories like crazy. So do not skip leg day. I really recommend the stair climber. So I started doing that, and that's what I did for a year. Another one of the important things when it comes to fitness is you have to eliminate excuses. So if you're like, dang it, I can't do this move today because this joint hurts or this joint hurts, that's no excuse to stop. You have to find another way to do it, or just don't do it to like the level of intensity that you normally do it. Like the last thing you want to do is not show up to your workout. Show up every day. Usually what people mean when they say they don't have time is they don't want to make exercise a priority. If you have time to browse YouTube, go on social media, read the news, the beauty of some of these workouts is they're so short. Like some of them are like 20 minutes long or like 15 minutes long. You just have to make it a priority. Let's say your time is just gone. The answer is simple. Get up earlier. And the fact is you are going to lose a little bit of sleep, but you just have to manage it, right? You get your workout out of the way, you get a good start to your day, and then you feel great for the rest of the day. You're like, wow, I got up super early. I worked out when everyone was still asleep, and now that's done. You know what I mean? Another thing I did was I made it exciting. So sometimes you get bored over time. You're like, I've done the same workout literally for like months now. That's what happened to me. And so I gave myself new challenges. It's like, okay, can I do 100 push-ups a day? Do it over and over and over. And then I realized realized, okay, now I can up it to 200 push-ups. And then eventually you're like, wow, I'm doing 300 push-ups a day. I should Instagram this. It should never feel like you're stuck in the same place for too long in terms of pushing yourself physically. That's a sign that you can like up the level, up the time, up the weight, up the reps until you feel like you're pushing your body. The second F is fasting/food. I cannot recommend doing this from like a professional standpoint. I haven't done a ton of research on it. All I know is that it worked for me and it might work for you. So I'm going to explain what intermittent fasting is and how it might help you. So there's different types of intermittent fasting. The kind that I did was called 16-8. And essentially what this means is you fast for 16 hours a day and then you eat for the remaining 8 hours of the day. And that sounds a little drastic, but the cool thing is you can actually do that while you sleep. So the way I did it was I would only eat from noon to 8 p.m. and then I would fast from 8 p.m. through noon the next day. So basically you stop eating at 8 p.m. in the evening and then you go to bed and then you wake up, you do your workout and you don't eat until noon. Now, I already know there's a bunch of people that are like, you can't skip breakfast.
Don't skip breakfast.
And it's like, I understand. I get it. Breakfast is important. But if you ate breakfast, it would kind of defeat the purpose of what this is. The whole point of intermittent fasting is to give your body a long enough break from food to help you burn fat. So according to healthline.com, here are some of the positives of intermittent fasting. Insulin levels. Blood levels of insulin drop significantly, which facilitates fat burning. Human growth hormone. I've talked about when I ate and how much I ate, but what did I eat? So my body responds really, really well to fat and meat. Like I said before, I was a vegetarian for a while, but I never felt good personally. I lost a lot of muscle and I felt kind of sick. So for me, whenever I'm eating a lot of meat, like steak, chicken, turkey, fish, whatever it is, I always feel a lot better. And I cook everything in butter. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, my body responds really well to butter. What can I say? The butter that I really like is called Challenge. I get it at Safeway. For snacks, I would do like mixed nuts, raisins, dried fruits, veggie chips. I try to avoid grains in general. I don't do a lot of like bread, almost no bread at all. Even things like granola or oatmeal, I kind of stay a little bit away from that. For dinner, I would just basically eat all the meat I could get my hands on. I would have some more veggies usually, and then maybe rice, you know, the healthy kind of rice. I think the downside to the way I was eating is that I didn't have a lot of variety. For me personally, my brain is very one track. Like once I find something that works, I just stick to it. And for me, this kind of eating worked. I didn't really mix it up a lot. I would probably have gotten better results if I mixed it up more, but I'm kind of just too lazy. I'm trying to get better at that. So there are a couple of hacks that I used to help with my appetite because I have a huge problem with overeating. I eat when I'm not even hungry. I eat based on cravings. I eat emotionally. There's a lot of bad habits I have centered around my eating. Here are a couple things that helped me. First, sugar-free gum. Doesn't matter what kind of gum as long as it's sugar-free. It constantly feels like I need to be eating something. Chewing gum, it's like tricked my brain into thinking, oh, I'm eating. Another thing is sparkling water. There's different kinds. There's LaCroix. There's just like store brand. It feels like you're drinking soda. It kind of feels like you're cheating. And then the last thing I would do is coffee. Not coffee with creamer, not coffee with sugar, not coffee with milk.
Just coffee.
Black coffee. There's actually a couple reasons for this. There's a few reasons for this. One, black coffee is 0 calories, so you can have it while you're fasting. Also, coffee is an anti-appetite. I believe that's how you say it. It basically helps reduce your cravings and your hunger. If you want to know more about what things I was eating, just message me, leave a comment below. So the last part of this video, fervor. Why did I call it fervor? Partly because it starts with an F and I needed 3 Fs. But mostly, what I mean by fervor is discipline, dedication, perseverance, motivation, the drive, the fire. What is it that keeps you waking up in the morning, that keeps you working out? To me, this is the most important thing. When I weighed in and I was 260 pounds, I realized I had to make a change. I also wanted a way to track that change every single day. I just got a big whiteboard. I wrote 365 at the top of it, 365 days in a year. And I wrote all the things that I was not allowed to have underneath it. No chips, no beer, no noodles, no cheese, basically no garbage. And I also wrote the things that I wanted to do every day. So 2 workouts a day, no eating after 8, this many push-ups a day, etc., right? So I wrote all those things on the board and I wrote the number 365. And every single day before I went to bed, I would would change that number. 365, 364, 363, 362. And I literally did that for an entire year. Every single day I changed that number without fail. And what that did for me mentally was I was thinking long term, right? Because if I can do it for a year, I can do it for the rest of my life. That's the way I looked at it. So that's what I did. And when the year was over, I was 70 pounds lighter. It worked for me. So I would recommend finding a way to track what you're doing every day. Find something that will help you change in the short term, but also long term, like years long. Usually when we decide we want to make a change, we get really excited for like 3 days, and then those 3 days are up, and then suddenly you feel like you don't care anymore. Your motivation is gone. And maybe that lasts for 2 weeks. Maybe you're killing it for 2 weeks. You're just like doing all the workouts. You're eating super well for 2 weeks straight, and then you just start to drag, and you're just like, oh, you know what? Like, why did I even want to do this in the first place? It's not that big of a deal. I don't have to push this hard. And what you have to do on those days is remind yourself of what your motivation is. Why did you start this journey in the first place? Why did you start this process? Whatever it is, don't assume that it's going to stay in here all the time. Put it in front of you in physical space. That's why that board worked so well for me, because it's like every single day I'd walk by that board. Oh, there's my board. Oh yeah, I have to mark off a day. Oh yeah, here's all the things I can't have. And that reminded me every day, like, you know, this is a long journey. This is something that I'm committed to. There's going to be days where it doesn't matter. There's going to be days where it's like you remind yourself of your motivation and you're like, I don't care anymore about my motivation. On those days, what you need is discipline. Discipline is when you literally can find no reason inside of you, no motivation to do what you know you should be doing, and you do it anyway. So try to remind yourself of what your motivation is every day, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just don't want to do. You want to go back to sleep. You want to eat the pizza. You want to go to Olive Garden, whatever it is. So in place of that, you need to have discipline, because over time that discipline becomes habit. You get used to going through those motions. After a while, once you do a morning workout at 4:30 every morning, you start to look forward to that workout. It starts to become habitual. You start to get used to it, and it feels good. It feels comfortable, because habits are comfortable. They make us feel safe. The last thing I want to say, I want to talk about all the benefits that I experienced when I lost all that weight. Here are some things that went away. Chest pain, knee pain, back pain, posture issues, which I still have some, but they're getting better. Balance issues. Balance is a big part of your daily life. And we don't really think about that until you're 260 pounds and you can't do a simple task like tie your shoes. Trouble breathing got better. Depression, lack of confidence was improved. I no longer had these weird anger issues. Allergies, believe it or not. Like, I have really bad allergies, and when I lost all that weight, they literally went away. It's like they were gone. Skin imperfections like zits and dry skin and blemishes and all that stuff. Indigestion, that's an obvious one. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned a little bit about at least how I got fit, health and wellness. And again, this is just my experience. I wanted to share what I went through in hopes that it would be helpful for you, because maybe you're going through the same thing. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your story. I want to hear what you're currently going through. I'm just curious to know what everyone is going through, and because I felt kind of alone. If you're interested in any of the products that I talked about, whether it was T25 or P90X or the pre-workout, just reach out to me or let me know in the comments, and I will tell you how I got those products. I'll also leave a couple links in the description. Thank you so much. Thank you to our patrons. Thanks for being here. Hope this was helpful. Bye.